Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be seeing about Module 4 gear drives. So previously we saw about what are the belt drives. They are used for transmitting power, and here the gear drives also does the same. So the most reliable means for changing shaft speed remains in a mechanical variable speed transmission, a gear or a cog wheel. So it is also called as cog wheel. It is a rotating machine where it has a cutting teeth, or in the case of a cog wheel, inserted teeth called cogs, which mesh with each other. Meshing is nothing but both the wheels. So here you can see two gears, they are in a meshing state. Meshing is nothing but both the wheels, it will be rotating in an opposite direction, and the teeth, so these are called as the gear teeth, they intersect with each other, and when they are intersecting, that is called as the mesh, which helps to transmit torque. Geared devices, they can change the speed, torque and direction of a power source. So gears almost always produce a change in torque, creating a mechanical advantage through their gear ratio, and thus may be considered as a simple machine. The teeth on the two meshing gears always have the same shape. There should be, the number of teeth should be of the same, and they should have a same shape. If they are not having a same shape, the meshing will not happen properly, and there will be some fatal errors. So two or more meshing gears work in a sequence, and it is called as gear train. When two or more gears are attached together, it is called as a gear train or a transmission. A gear can mesh with a linear toothed part called a rack, producing translation instead of rotation. So this is about the gear. The next is about the types of gears that are used. The first one is spur gear. So this is the most commonly used, and it is a very simple type of gear. It is generally used for transmission of rotary motion between two parallel shafts. Spur gear is the best option of gears, except when speed, load and ratio direct towards their options. They have a straight teeth and are mounted on a parallel shafts. Their general form in a cylindrical or a disc. The teeth project radially, and these straight cut gears. When two spur gears in different size mesh together, the larger gear is called as a wheel, and the smaller gear is called as the pinion. So this is the general structure of a spur gear, where there are straight teeth, and when a larger spur gear and a smaller spur gear rotates together, it is called as a wheel and a pinion. And the next one is helical gears. So in a spur gear, we saw that the teeth are in a straight manner. Here they are in a helical manner, they are curved at an angle. So here the helical gears offer a refinement over spur gears. The teeth of a helical gear are not parallel to the axis of rotation, but are set at an helix angle. They are at a particular angle. Helical gears can be meshed in a parallel or a crossed orientation. So the next one is about a brief description about the helical gear. So along with the parallel helical gear, each pair of teeth first contact one point on the one side of the gear wheel. A moving curve of contact increases gradually against the teeth face to a maximum, then come back until the teeth reach contact at one point on the opposite side. Because of the angled teeth of helical gear, they reduce the noise and stress in the gears. Most of the gears in your car are helical. So the gears that are used in a car are of a helical one. So the use of helical gears, it indicates when its application involves high speed, large power transmission, or where no noise is needed. So the next one is bevel gears. Bevel gears, it have a teeth cut on cone instead of a cylindrical blank. They are used in pair. They are used in a pair to transmit rotary motion and a torque, where bevel gears are at an angle of 90 degrees to each other. So this is an bevel gear. They come in a pair where always there will be two gears meshing at an angle of 90 degree. So bevel gear, it transmits power between two intersecting shafts at any angle or non-intersecting shaft. They are classified as a straight and spiral tooth bevel and hypod gears. These are gears cut from conical blanks and connecting intersecting shaft axes. So the connecting shaft is generally at a 90 degree, and sometimes one shaft drives a bevel gear which is mounted through the shaft, resulting in two output shafts. The point of intersection of the shaft is called as apex, and the teeth is two gears converge at the apex. And the next one is rack and pinion, is a pair of gears which converts rotational motion into linear motion, vice versa. A gear called pinion, it engage on the linear gear bar called a rack. So this is the pinion and this is the rack. When it rotates, it converts the direction rotational motion into linear motion, or a linear motion into rotatory motion, vice versa. So this rack and pinion, they are commonly used in the steering mechanism of cars. So in car steering or other wheel which is of steered one. In a rack railway, the rotation of the pinion mounted on a locomotive or a rail car, it engages rack between the rails and pulls a train along a steep slope. Machine tools such as lathe, drilling machine and planing machine also uses this rack and pinion. So the next one is about advantages of gears. So it is a positive drive and the velocity ratio, it remains constant. The center distance between shaft is relatively small, which results in compact construction. It can transmit a very large power which is beyond the range of belt or chain drives. It can transmit motion at a very low velocity, which is not possible with the belt drives. The efficiency of a gear drive is very high, up to 99% in case of spur gear. The provision can be made in the gearbox for gear shifting by just changing the velocity ratio over a wide range. So the next one is about the disadvantages of a gear drive. The gear drives are costly and the maintenance cost is also very high. The manufacturing process for gears are complicated and highly specialized. Gear drives require careful attention of lubrication and cleanliness. Gear drives are also precise alignment of shaft. So the next one is about difference between a belt drive and gear drive. So both are used for transmitting power between shafts, but what is the difference between these two drives? So it is a belt drive. It is a method of transferring rotary motion between two shafts, whereas it is transferring at a constant ratio, but here the ratio keeps on differing, and it is transmitted between two pulleys. Here it is transmitted between two gear wheels. So it requires more space, it requires of less space, as the size of the gear is small compared to that of a belt. So high friction loss occurs and less efficiency. Here the low friction loss, and because of that we get high efficiency. Less safety, comparatively more safety. It requires high inspection and maintenance, but maintenance cost is relatively cheaper and convenient. Requires less maintenance, but the maintenance cost is higher. Low life expectancy, great life expectancy than belt drives. Easily flexible equipment design, as tolerances are not important. Complicated design, as tolerances are very much important in gear drives. And isolation from shock and absorption between driver and driven, here it cannot be isolated. Requires relatively less or no lubrication. It requires regular lubrication in order to avoid the friction between two gears. Very quiet in operation and it is noisy in operation. So this is the differences between a belt drive and gear drive and types of gears used. Thank you.